what I can't believe is they still don't know the difference between whole and term life insurance. So I sit them down, I say, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't know either. Nobody knows. The insurance guy doesn't know.
Hi everyone, this is Cesar from Farmers Insurance, Cesar Pineda Agency in Norwalk. Today I am with Jane Condon. She's a famous comedian and a local Greenwich person who has been in a lot of TV shows and a bunch of stuff, some of which include The View, Last Comic Standing, and Nickelodeon. And you could follow her at jcondon4 in Instagram. That's her main thing right now, right?
Thank you. I love doing the reels.
She is really active in Instagram, but she also has a Facebook page. I'll let you guys look that up. But yeah, thank you for being here, Jane. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Happy to be here. I live in Greenwich, but I'm still a nice person. But I heard you're from Greenwich.
I'm from Greenwich, yeah. I came as a child from Colombia, and I grew up in Greenwich.
You're a Greenwich High boy.
Yeah, it was, honestly, I loved it.
Wow. Yeah. I always say, I'm gonna leave Greenwich in a coffin with my pearls on. That's my game plan.
Were you born in Greenwich?
No, I'm originally from Brockton, Mass. It's a little different from Greenwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because going away where I come from, going away means jail.
Oh no.
Going away in Greenwich means rehab.
Is it like around Boston? Like...
Yeah, 20 miles south of Boston.
Gotcha.
It's a very tough town.
Well, you're a tough lady, yeah?
Yeah.
You could, but yeah, again, I also moved to Greenwich, so yeah, we both have that shared experience.
Right. We're outsiders.
I know you're a comic, which is super interesting. I don't think I've ever really spoken to a comic before. So what is it like being a comic?
Well, we're mostly normal people. No, most comics are intelligent and insecure. That's
like most people, like you said.
I was a journalist for many years. I worked for Fortune and for Life magazines. I wrote a book on Japanese women, but I really felt I found my tribe when I found the comedians. It's just great. And I learned everything I need to know about comedy at Cardinal Spellman High School in Brockton, Mass. I was not voted funniest. I'm still a little upset about that. Anyway, Farmers Insurance, buy Farmers Insurance.
Please, yeah. But that's so cool. So you were a journalist. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Previous incarnation.
That's like left turn.
Yeah, well, yes. I think my husband was a little bit surprised. I used to skip out of the house on Wednesday night. I had a babysitter. Oh, wow. And I go to Treehouse Comedy Club.
That's awesome. Where's in Norwalk?
Yeah.
Are they still there?
No.
Oh.
But it was a great place to start. And the first time I went up, Johnny Rizzo, who's like the king of comedy in Connecticut, he said, "You're very funny." He said, "Get out of this business while you still can, because it's very addictive." And it is.
Yeah.
It is. But it's the most wonderful job in the world. I can do it till I'm 100.
Oh,
people don't care how I look if I can make them laugh.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
I had very good looking sisters. I'm still trying to get over it. But anyway.
That's cool. So again, you have been to a lot of places. We're right next to the city, basically. So I hear you performed all over New York and obviously on TV. How quickly did that happen? How was that progression?
How slowly did that happen?
Yeah.
You know, you have to be very patient. It takes you years to find your voice, which is essentially probably you. And so you try out being George Carlin a little bit, Rita Rudner, Joan Rivers, and then you pretty much come back to you. But it takes so long to trust it.
But like everything, right? You get better and you change things.
Oh yeah. But you really have to throw a lot of spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks, whether it's your persona or the individual jokes. People say to me, "Jane, is this you talking, or you're trying out a joke on me now?" You know, if you're a friend of mine, you get used to.
How would you describe your humor? Is it like
more observational?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love Jerry Seinfeld. I really love Lily Tomlin. She's a storyteller.
And so, like at some of these TV shows that you were at, like The View, for example, how was that nerve-wracking? Was it?
Well, that was scary because Joy Behar was there. I like Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg. So Barbara Walters.
Wow.
You know, so that was scary. When I did Last Comic Standing, there were 3 judges, and I advanced to the next round out in LA. But Alonzo Bowden, who's a wonderful comic, said, "You don't seem like a club comic to me." And what I said was, "I'm really more of a country club comic." Unlike most comedians, I have an insurance joke. Not a lot of people do. You want to hear my insurance
Absolutely.
joke? Okay. So my boys are older now. They're in their 30s. What I can't believe is they still don't know the difference between whole and term life insurance. So I sit them down, I say, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't know either. Nobody knows. The insurance guy doesn't know. But maybe Caesar knows.
Hey, give me a call. I'll explain it.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's complicated.
Listen, that's why we're here. Insurance agents still exist to this day because people don't really want to read their fine print in their insurance policy. And they, unfortunately, you know, and this is like where we're going to clash a little bit. Everything in insurance became about funny, right? But because everything's about funny, people forget that, like, look, you have a car accident, you're gonna want to know that you have coverage, right?
Yeah.
So what we do in our agency is try to educate people. I mean, of course, you see our content. We still go for the funny, and you see my puppy and, you know, all this stuff.
We love Shoto.
Shoto's the best. But we definitely want you to understand your policy, or at least know that you have somebody who you could call to understand if you need to use it, right?
And you can speak to them in Spanish, and you can speak to them in Tagalog because of May.
My wife speaks Tagalog. I speak Spanish. I speak like a little bit of Italian. I took it in college.
And the dog speaks dog.
Yeah.
I want to tell you though, I love your accident reels.
Oh yeah.
Those are so funny. And they're like, yeah, I need more insurance. When I look at them, and your little avatars down at the bottom, I don't know a lot of insurance people who are.
Yeah. We try to be engaging, you know, and that's what gets you going more than a car crash.
But yeah, what could be better than car crash? Just more car crash, you know?
Yeah.
I like the point you made in the last one about how it doesn't even have to be your fault.
Yes.
I really hadn't thought of that. I also like the one you said about how I can get money off. There are youth driving discounts?
Yes, if you have a kid, I'm sure you went through this, right? How old is your kid?
Too old.
Okay.
They're in their 30s.
Which
makes it hard to believe I'm 46. Okay.
When he joined your insurance, I'm sure you found the hard way that it's not cheap.
He hit a tree. He was trying to blame the tree.
No.
I'm there, honey, I don't think it was the tree. You know, it was just.
Oh my God.
Oh, no. These kids. I called all my friends and said, you better get off the highway. They've got their license now.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I think like what we were saying, like it happens like that, right? And then you're driving and all of a sudden you're in a wall or you're against another car. Some of the ones that we post are funny, as you know.
Yeah.
But some of them are just like, whoa. Like,
well, I-95 out here. Oh my God. What a jungle.
Every day.
I was doing a corporate show, and they had a nurse there. It was to do with breast cancer. And she was just doing people's blood pressure. And evidently my blood pressure was way up. And she said, what's going on with you? And I said, well, I just got off a 95. She said, oh, that explains it.
That's so true.
It's tough out there.
Yeah, so I'm curious, have you ever had an accident?
Oh my. Well, I did go the wrong way down a one-way street the other night. It wasn't well lit, Caesar. It wasn't my fault. I actually did have someone plow into me when I was a young driver, and I had the kids I was babysitting for in the car. Yeah. It was but it wasn't my fault. It's just what you said.
Yeah.
Like
doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and I was very shaken by that. But on I-95, I actually had a car spin out in front of me and go straight across me, and I'm there like, oh, I'm so glad my husband's not in the car. He'd be so upset.
But you were able to brake, so yeah, good for you.
Yeah, no, I think I had an angel on my shoulders, my guardian angel.
You know how I know that we're both from Greenwich? When I was in high school, I was doing a job for a lady where I was teaching her computers. And she was driving me home, and she was also going in the opposite lane.
Not everybody in Greenwich drives on the wrong side of the road. I had an Aunt Rose. It's hereditary with me. I don't know.
But let me ask you, this year, 2023, we're still relatively at the beginning of 2023. What do you have going on?
Saturday, I'm doing Playhouse on Park in West Hartford.
Nice.
It's kind of like the Greenwich of Hartford.
So you're like all over, right? Like
and then March 17th, I'll be in our very own Stanford at the Palace Theater.
Oh, nice.
Doing the Colleens of Comedy. So it's going to be me, Kendra Cunningham. Wow. It's actually a great show, and that's how I originally met Megan.
What date is it?
March 17th, St. Patrick's Day.
March 17th,
St. Patty's Day.
If what else are you doing? Plans, there you go.
And they do have beer and wine, so you can, I'll have some in the back. I'll have Jameson if you really need something. I was going to tell you about my Irish grandparents. So my grandpa came over from Ireland to work in a shoe factory, and my Irish grandma came over just to annoy him. But my grandma had this habit. She loved to go out to eat, loved to take her out to eat. First thing she'd do is she'd sit down. Before she'd order, she'd say to the server, she'd say, it's my birthday. Do you want to be wishing me a happy birthday? And of course they would bring a cake at the end. It wasn't really. But anyway, Grandma loved the Seamus and Patty jokes. you want to hear some of my Irish jokes?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is gonna be our St. Patrick's Day special,
St.
everyone.
Patrick's Day, okay. Yeah, right. Seamus and Patty go into a pub, and all of a sudden a genie appeared. She said, "I'm not like other genies. I can only grant you one wish." And Patty says, "Can you turn the sea into Guinness?" The genie waves her wand and she turns the sea into Guinness. And Seamus looks at Patty and says, "Why would you be turning the sea into Guinness? Now we got to pee in the boat." Okay, so Seamus and Patty go to a pub. And Seamus says to Patty, "I think my wife is dead." And Patty says, "Why would you be thinking that?" And Seamus says, "Well, the sex is the same, but the dishes is piling up." So happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. All right, Jane, so thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else other than your show in Stanford that we want to promote right now, like where people can follow you at Instagram, for example?
Well, Jane Condon 4 at Instagram. I really enjoy doing my reels. You'll see lots of jokes. If you're scrolling late at night, you know, the new late night TV is just like scrolling on Instagram
Everyone
reels.
in their bed.
Or TikTok. I occasionally do TikTok, but I love Instagram. It's a lot of fun. And I'm so glad to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. I'm so happy you came again. It's so interesting meeting new people. We met each other through Meghna, who handles our social media. A lot of you might know her. But yeah, thank
Yummy
you.
Domain. Go to Yummy Domain if you want to know about all the restaurants.
More followers.
Yeah, I know. She has 10 million followers. Anyway, but Yummy Domain is great.
It's great meeting new people. And again, we have a local celebrity here that, you know, maybe some of you hadn't heard of. So maybe you could go follow her.
See, Greenwich people are nice people too, actually.
Yeah, we're all, us Greenwich people are. So again, Jane, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon. Bye.